All right, yogis, namaste. Happy Friday afternoon. Welcome to your Yin Bliss practice. You have any props, you might want to have them close by to your mat. And we're going to start in a reclined position. So you're just going to take the soles of the feet together, knees out wide. So if you have a bolster, a blanket, a block, you might want to bring that behind you. So you're just elevating here behind the shoulder blades. Just beginning to open up your hips. And then just allow the arms to splay out nice and wide. Back of the head is resting down. Just starting to open up your body. Close the eyes. Just beginning to notice where you are with that breath. Putting your day behind you. See if you can relax the muscles in your face, relaxing your jaw. For this yin practice, we want to keep that breath silky smooth, letting it be present, but not putting too much force behind it. Seeing if you can smooth out the space between your eyebrows. Backs the hands are resting down. So I will be coming around with some essential oils throughout the practice, just to enhance this relaxation class. If you'd rather not receive an oil today, just take your right hand, rest it on your belly, and I'll respect your space and just hop right over. I'll be coming around with Breathe right now. Has some peppermint properties. So once you receive the oil in that right palm, you're just gonna rub your palms close together and then just hover the hands over the face, taking a couple deep breaths. Really setting the tone for this practice, allowing the scent to take you somewhere else. Finding some peace and clarity. Quieting your mind, deepening those inhales and exhales. Couple more breaths as you are. Finding that open space around your heart. Staying as you are, just take a big inhale. And then big exhale. Seeing if you can move really slowly here. So work those elbows in towards the body. And then peeling yourself off of your props. Pressing into those hands. And then beginning to round forward. And extend your legs out in front of you. And then just hang heavy, send those arms towards the feet, chin towards your chest. Stay here, take an inhale. And as you exhale, just roll yourself up one vertebrae at a time. We'll just take an easy seat, so just crossing your shins, your ankles. If you want now, you can use that prop to elevate your hips. Resting your hands to your knees, your thighs. And then gently just taking some circles here, just moving in one direction. Not going super fast. You were probably moving fast in your day, so let's slow everything down. Having purpose behind that movement. And then slowly moving in the other direction. Keep breathing into your hips. What needs attention today? Always just close your eyes, tune everything out. We'll hold it center, flutter the eyes open if they were closed. Then on your inhale, send your arms out and all the way up, reach to the sky. And then take it to your heart, exhale. Again, inhale, arms reach out and up. Exhale to your heart. This time, inhale, send the arms up. And then as you exhale, just open to the right for a twist. Left hand outside of that right knee and just claw the fingertips behind you, gazing over the shoulder. And we'll look forward, just dipping the left shoulder towards that left knee and then sending your right arm out on that diagonal. Mini happy shoulders, right hand to the left knee or thigh, and then just dropping your chin towards that right upper arm. Noticing the breath, a little bit longer in length, filling those lungs, finding fresh new energy on your mat. Slowly lift yourself up, take your hands behind you, and then just switch out your legs, so other leg in front, sitting up tall here. Inhale, send those arms out and up towards the sky, big inhale. Take it to your heart, exhale. Inhale, send those arms out and up. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, reach up high. Now we're gonna rotate to the left, right hand to that left knee, and then looking over the left shoulder as you twist. As you look forward, dipping the right shoulder towards that right knee, and then sending the arm over the head. Starting to stretch the left side body. And then left hand outside of that right knee, and then just dropping your chin towards your left upper arm. Many happy shoulders. Roll yourself up, take your hands behind you. And then from here, just slowly bicycle out the legs. So lift them up towards the sky and then just pedal. Just some subtle movement here. And then we're gonna come into a tabletop all four position and work our way into our tadpole pose, also known as child's pose in our flow classes. So bring your toes connected to the back of the mat. I recommend if you have that block or bolster pillow, you can bring it underneath your forehead. Or if you have that bolster, you can bring it underneath your chest so you can fold in half. Shifting your hips a little bit, wiggle side to side. As you press into the mat, you're just grounding yourself here. You could always flip the palms up towards the sky so the backs of the hands are resting to the earth. Just beginning to feel your way through this practice. So our yin practice will consist of long holds, deep seated stretches, focusing on that connective tissue to find more elasticity in the muscle. So as you take those inhales, you're asking the body permission to go a little further with your exhales. Keeping that breath soft, keeping the mind open. Some poses will hold a little longer than others, some 2 minutes, some 5 to 7 minutes. So don't worry about the time, I will keep track. Just allow yourself to surrender and be vulnerable in this practice. Taking care of you and your every need. Keep softening the belly, letting it hang low between the thighs. Just a couple more breaths here. If your palms were flipped up towards the sky, then slowly bring the palms down into the earth, spreading into your mat space. Try to visualize that your hands are pressing into sand. So find a little bit of texture there. Imagine it with your mind. And as we come out of these postures, we want to be really gentle and mindful with our movements. So the slower, the better. So see if you can make your way into your tabletop for 5 counts, moving just at your own pace, because we're all going to move differently. So I won't count here. Just give yourself the time that you need. Scoot to the knees underneath the hips. Once you're there, no rush. Just turn your hands out to the side and then just pour the weight into the right wrist and then into the left wrist. Just moving side to side. Now we're going to bring the backs of the hands onto the mat. So the fingers will dial back toward your knees, palms up, hold it still, and then just open and close, making those tight fists. You can always bend at your elbows, opening behind the neck and shoulders. From here, we're going to find our puppy pose, also known as melting heart. So you're just going to drop onto your forearms. So you can stay here, or full expression, extend your arms forward and just dropping your chest down with your chin. The earth is pretty far, good opportunity to grab your block, bring it under your chest or maybe your chin. The gaze is forward. You can always bring your forehead down. So we're not trying to fit into the shapes, seeing how we can work around them. So there's no pain, no struggle. Opening up the space behind the neck, the shoulders, the lower back. And just allowing yourself to grow in this practice physically, emotionally, and mentally. If you're unfamiliar with a pose, just staying open to it. Finding some comfort within the discomfort of the stretch. Beautiful variations. Couple more breaths here. You're resting on a prop, just seeing if you can lift off of it. Draw those elbows back. Take your time and then leaning back in your tabletop, all four positions. We're gonna pass through down dog. So when you're ready, you're just gonna tuck your toes, press into those palms, float the knees, and then see if you can lift your hips towards the sky. Totally fine to keep those knees bent, or if you want, you can bend one knee at a time. Just a slow pedal. Take a breath here. So inhale, fill to the very top, back of the throat. And then exhale, let it go. Nice. Just see if you can center out your left foot and bring your right leg back and up. Bend at your right knee. And then from here, we're gonna set up for our sleeping swan. So work your right knee towards that right wrist. Drop your knee and shin, and then scoot your left leg behind you. It's a good use of props. You can take that block or bolster underneath your right hip, maybe out in front of you. If you grabbed a sandbag, you can always rest it onto the right inner thigh, or you can take the sandbag to your low back, just adding a little bit of weight, and then just pouring forward. So wiggle around, see what works for you best here. If you're in studio and didn't grab a sandbag and you would like one, just wave me down. I'll bring one to you. I'm coming. Anybody like a sandbag? Allowing that body to surrender a little bit more. So if you're holding on to tightness in your hip or your thigh, relax that area. Just bring love and attention into the body. Couple more breaths. If you're comfortable, you can stay down the center line. If you needed more from this pose, you can always lift yourself up halfway, making sure there's nothing under the right hip. And then pour the weight into that right hip, upper body and arms will shift far to the left. If you're out on that diagonal, stay nice and low and then just work the body back through center. And then from here, you're going to peel yourself off of the mat like a sticker. So the head is the last thing to lift. Imagine there's a string on your back right between your shoulder blades, and someone's trying to pull you up just like a puppet. And begin to work your elbows in, and then pressing into those hands. If you have that sandbag, you might want to pull it over to the side. And then lean into that right hip. Sweep your left leg forward. And then just add some movement here. Wiggle out those legs. Okay, to be a little vigorous here. And taking the feet down flat. And then begin to sway the legs over to one side and then the other side. Just finding range of motion in the hips. And tabletop to downward facing dog. So you know where to go, mindfully get there, sweeping the legs to one side, coming back onto your hands, your knees. And then begin to tuck the toes, lift those hips. Once you arrive, just noticing the right side feels a little bit more open. And then we'll center out that right leg, bring the left leg back and up, bend at your knee. Then as you look forward, taking that sleeping swan pose, left knee towards the wrist, dropping the left knee and shin down, and then scoot your right leg behind you. Wiggle around here. Get those props ready under the hip or maybe out in front of you, or you can use that sandbag. If you're at home, a bag of rice will do. So try not to force this side. This side's gonna look, feel completely different than the first side. That's what we want. That's the beauty of the practice. You might need to take a couple breaths up on your hands. And that's why we have all the time. So not going in to the deepest expression right from the start. Super healthy to back out, stay high, and then just seeing where you can fold into. Of course, if there's any issues, you can take this pose on your back reclined or modify. If you're comfortable, you can stay down the midline or gently lift yourself up halfway and then pour the weight into that left hip, softening that thigh still. Then upper body and arms shifting farther to the right. Relax your fingers, relax your toes. If you're on that slide diagonal, then stay low, just work your way back through center. Slow with that first side, beginning to lift yourself off of the mat, chin towards your chest, and then scooching those elbows in, pressing into your hands, just moving the props to the side. We'll all swing the right leg forward, and then once again, just shake out those legs, bring some movement in. Bend those knees, take those feet wide, and then sway side to side. All four position, coming on to your hands and your knees. And just pass into that down dog, finding that even space now on the left side, allowing it to match up with the right. Look forward, all four position. And then just make your way onto your belly. We're gonna set up for our Sphinx pose. So just pressing into your forearms, spread the fingers, opening across your chest. So try to envision that your hands are pulling back towards your waist, hips are low, your heart is opening. Crown of the head reaching towards the sky. From here, then just drop your chin towards your chest, and then work your right ear over towards your right shoulder. Just breathing into the left side of the neck. Chin towards your chest. Left ear over to that left shoulder. Chin towards your chest, and then just slowly moving side to side, one ear, and then over to the other side. We'll hold it still, gaze forward, or you can close the eyes. Just open up the heart, keep breathing. Keep lifting out of that low back, the neck, the shoulders. You want to take it up a notch, you can work it into your seal pose. So taking your hands off of the mat out on a diagonal, then you're going to press into your palms and float your elbows up. Once you do that, you might tighten the glutes and the low back, see if you can soften. And then just finding your soft edge, working those hands closer towards the waist. If you decide to take the shape and it's not working for you, or it's really uncomfortable, then just meet back on your elbows for your Sphinx. There's no right or wrong here. There's just practicing you on the mat. Breath is still guiding you through. If you're in that seal, gently coming back on to your elbows for your Sphinx. Begin to make a pillow with your hands. Pull the elbows out nice and wide, and then just rest your forehead down. Right away, you feel that release in your low back. can bend your knees and then just windshield wiper those legs side to side, kind of like what we did seated. It'll feel nice to twist out after that big heart opener and back bend. Always roll out your ankles here. And then extend your legs long. Begin to lift your head up. And then take the left hand by the left side of the chest, bend at your elbow. And then you're going to extend your right arm out to the side. So your wrist is in line with your chest plate. So it's not too far forward or too far behind you. You might want to shift your body a little bit to the left to start. And then from here, bend at your left knee. So flexing with your heel. You're going to physically roll onto the right side of the body. So the left toes will touch down. And then just drop your right temple to the mat. You have a prop, bolster, blanket, pillow. You can always bring it underneath your head to keep your neck in line with your spine. You can stay on those left fingertips or maybe take a half bind here. Left hand to that low back. If you want to incorporate a full bind, you're getting permission with that right shoulder. Flip the right palm up, keep it there, and then interlace the fingers without moving that right arm. Just close your eyes. Right side of the body is making an imprint on your mat here. Allowing the mind to slowly drift a little. Just a couple more breaths. You're doing great. Try to stay with it as best as you can. Knowing that it's temporary, you're almost through. If your hands are connected, slowly pull them apart. If you're in that half bind, bringing that left arm out in front of you. And then seeing how slowly we can extend that left leg and just make our way onto our belly. Arms will be down by your side. Bend your elbows so they're a little soft here, palms up. And then turn your head all the way to the right so your left cheek is down. Please feel free to stay here as long as you'd like. We're just going to move into the second side so you know where to meet up with us. Pressing into your forearms, passing through that sphinx. This time, the right hand goes by the right side of the chest. You might want to shift your body this time to the right. Then extending your left arm out to the side. You'll bend at your right knee. And then from here, gently pulling yourself onto the left side of the body. And then just dropping your head down. The right knee is pulling back. You can always take that half bind or maybe that full bind. Making sure that you're honoring your body. It's okay if it's a different shape than the first side. Allowing the left side of the cheek to become really heavy. Breathing into the right side of the neck, just as much as that left shoulder. If your hands are connected in that bind, gently separate. In that half bind, let's unravel. Just make our way onto our belly. So extending that right leg, folding in half. Arms down, then turning your head to the left, right cheek to the mat. Soften those elbows. Bring your forehead down. Take the hands by the chest for a baby cobra and just inhale. See what you can lift here without too much effort. And then exhale, lower. Twice more like that, even slower. Lift yourself up, maybe eyes closed. Exhale, lower. Good breathing. Inhale, lift up. Exhale. This time, work your hands back towards the waist for an up dog, just passing through. Straighten out your arms, press into those palms. Revisit that tadpole, pull the hips back, come on to the knees. Take those knees wide, and then bring your forehead down. Begin to lift yourself up, all four position. And then we'll just take a seat and then facing the right side of the mat for our dragonfly. So you're just gonna take your legs out nice and wide, flex your heels. If you're really tight in your hamstrings or hips, you're always welcome to elevate by sitting on a block. If you have that prop, you might wanna bring it out in front of you. The thighs are rotating back and just take your hands out. You can stay with this nice long spine. Or if you're getting permission from the body, you can gently work your hands out in front of you. So you can use that prop underneath your belly, your chest, your elbows. Find some comfort here. Softening the hips, the thighs, the glutes. Like I said earlier, it's super nice to start out far from the pose. And then as you take those deep inhales and exhales, you create space to go a little bit further. Let gravity do the work here. Allow the belly to hang heavy. No need to engage there. Stay as you are. Take an inhale. As you exhale, maybe surrender a little bit more. Let go of anything that's holding you back physically, mentally, or emotionally. Not letting anything creep into this practice. And just focusing on all the good in this shape, all the good that's happening in your life. As you focus on the good gets better and better. Couple more easy breaths. Wherever you are, take an inhale. And as you exhale, just work those hands closer to the body. Good transition. And once you're sitting up, you can take your hands behind the knees, start to lean back and round, bend the knees, and then just start to swivel forward. Gently wrap your arms around the legs. You can hold on to wrists or opposite elbows. And just drop your chin. Right ear to your right shoulder. Tilt your head back, chin up on a diagonal. Right ear, right shoulder. Chin towards your chest. Left ear over to that left shoulder. Tilting your head back, chin up. Left ear, left shoulder. Chin towards your chest. As you gaze out, you're going to find that comfortable seat. So crossing your shins, your ankles, maybe elevating those hips here. Resting your hands to your knees, your thighs. Do a little breath work here, alternate nostril breathing. So take your index and your middle finger on your right hand, and then just bringing your fingers between your eyebrows, right into the center of your third eye. Sitting up tall, stay, inhale. Big exhale. Right thumb will plug the right nostril, and then inhale just through your left nostril to the very top. Take up even more space than you think you should. Ring finger will close the left nostril, and then exhale right. Inhale right. Close with your thumb, exhale left. Inhale left. Close, exhale right. Inhale right. Close, exhale left. Inhale left. Close, exhale right. Inhale right. Close, exhale left. Last pass through, inhale left. And close, exhale right. Gently resting your right hand to your knee or your thigh. Keep that breath even, keep it smooth. Not leaning too far forward with anticipation. Shoulders directly over your hips, your sitting bones. And as you sit here, just scanning the body, appreciating how good you're feeling from the inside out. You can flip your palms up towards the sky for your chin mudra. Index and thumb fingers will connect and just soften at the elbows. Seeing if you can bring your attention to something positive that's going well for you in your life, or something that you want to happen. That's one technique for your meditation. The other is counting your inhales, your exhales, maybe for the count of 6, all the way down to 1, and then repeating that cycle. So just be here for a short amount of time, bringing that focus inward to what truly matters. Starting now. You can stay here as long as you like, or slowly release that prop. And then you can make your way onto your backs. Just a gentle inversion, a sleeping tiger, if you'd like to add that in. You're just lifting your arms, your legs up. If you have that sandbag, you could always take it underneath the arches of the feet. Just don't fall asleep. If you're not taking an inversion, just bringing the soles of the feet together. Make yourself comfortable here. You're in that sleeping tiger with the sandbag. Slowly start to bend your knees, and then just slipping the sandbag to the side. We'll all meet pulling those knees in towards the chest. So give yourself a nice hug, gentle squeeze here. Appreciating your effort, your attention, your focus. And then allow the arms and legs to open up as you get ready for Shavasana. So use those props. If you have that sandbag, you can lay it across your pelvis just to ground yourself a little. You have a bolster, you can lay it behind the knees. Blanket, you can wrap yourself up. Just making sure that the arms are nice and wide, like we began practice. Palms towards the sky. For Shavasana, I will be coming around with another essential oil called Serenity. It has some lavender, vanilla. So if you'd like to receive this oil, just keeping the palms towards the sky. If you'd rather not receive the oil, take the right hand, rest it on your belly, and I will skip you. Once you receive that oil, once again, just rubbing those palms together. Hover the hands over the face, taking a couple deep breaths. And just find your relaxation. I will guide you back. Staying as you are, to scan the body from the crown of the head all the way down to your toes, appreciating the shift that you've made. I'd like to share a message with you from Journey to the Heart. It's called Connect to Creativity. The more open and connected you are to the world around you, the more creative you will become. You will become more creative in your own growth and in how you live your life. You will be more creative in problem solving in work and in play. You'll be more willing to try new things, whether it's to learn to play a flute, build a stone fence, ride a horse, or create a Japanese garden in your front yard. You'll find yourself opening up into solving problems with loved ones, trying less traditional approaches than you might have considered in the past. You'll find yourself gaining insights, information, and healing from sources you may have previously overlooked. Your participation in all your activities will be less controlled and more spontaneous. You will hear the universe prompting you more. You will imagine more. You will recognize the quiet voice of intuition, the voice of your heart. You will see the possibilities. And because you are open to your heart, the guidance of your inner voice, you will know what to do and when to do it. The more connected you are to the universe, to life, to yourself, the more creative you will be. Wherever you are, just slowly float your hands to heart center. Noticing those palms press, sealing this practice with gratitude that you were able to carve this time at the end of your day, end of your week, with some self-care, love, and attention. Taking all this positive energy that we created in this space out into your evening and the rest of the weekend ahead. I hope you feel light, happy, and free. Light in your feet, happy in your heart, and free in your mind. Namaste. Beautiful practice, everyone. Thank you. Take your time. I will let you know when our next Yin Bliss will be. I'll send you an email and you'll get this class recording and it will be available for the next 48 hours. Just want to take it again. Thanks, live streamers. Everybody have a good night. See you soon.